Everybody, what's going on? It's your girl, Just T. I'm coming at you again. Yes, I am, with another recipe. So today, y'all, we about to make some homemade, gosh dang on, chicken and dressing. Chicken and cornbread dressing. That's right, chicken and dressing. So I've already prepared my cornbread, and there's a video for that. All you got to do is click the link, hit the link. It's going to be in there in the description box. So you can make this cornbread as well. So we're going to need the cornbread. I'm not making a lot, as you guys know. I'm not making a big portion. So all you have to do is just double this recipe if you need to. So you're going to need that cornbread. I made this yesterday because I like to use a day-old cornbread. It's going to have time to dry out. You don't want your cornbread to be really moist when you're making dressing. I also use breadcrumbs. Doesn't really matter which ones. Stuffing crumbs. You can use that stovetop, in the box or whatever. I like to mix a little bit of this. I won't be using all of this whole bag. I'll probably use half of this bag. So I just got some of those. We're going to need some I have cream of chicken and mushroom soup. You can do cream of chicken. You can do cream of mushroom. It's up to you. I have 2 cans of those. I probably will only use one. I'm not sure. I'll let you guys, you guys will see as we're making it. I have 2 eggs. I also have 1 huge onion diced up. I'm not going to use all of this. I will let you guys know about that as well. Probably only going to be using like half a cup of those vegetables. And in this container, I have some red bell peppers, and I also have some green bell peppers. And I'm just going to mix those 2 together. And I also have some celery that I just diced it up. We're also going to be using this big old thing. This is oregano. We're going to be using some oregano. We are going to be using some parsley as well. We're also going to be using some black pepper, some poultry seasoning. And you got to be careful with that poultry seasoning because that's really a strong seasoning. We're also going to use some of that Lori seasoned salt. We're also going to be using some garlic powder. We're going to definitely, use some Sassoon. We're going to definitely use that. We're also going to use some Italian seasoning. We're going to use some basil seasoning. I love basil too. And I have some minced garlic. And we're going to use that. And then I have some Pam that I'm going to spray the bottom of my bacon dish before I put the dressing inside. And also, let me get this right here. Let me move this because I don't want to have my chicken cornbread around here. I also have some chicken. I have some chicken thighs that I cleaned and cut them up, cut all the fat and everything off that I didn't want on this chicken. And I'm going to go ahead and season that. With this chicken, I'm going to add, let me get my water. I'm going to add enough water actually in this pot just to cover this, because this pot right here, this is where we're going to get our broth. Okay, y'all, so we back now. We're about to get this chicken to cooking so we can get to this dressing, all right? So in this pot right here, I have the 4 chicken thighs that I had cleaned and took off a whole lot of fat off of them. And I have like water in it. Water, I think I've used about maybe 7 cups of water. But like I said, in your pot or whatever you're using to boil your chicken in, make sure it's about 1 inch over your meat. So to that, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of black pepper. Because in here, I'm not going to put too many seasonings into my broth. I'm actually going to be putting more of my seasonings, when we get ready to mix up the cornbread. And right here, I have some poultry seasoning. I'm going to do a teaspoon of that. Now, with poultry seasoning, you want to be very, very, very careful because that's a strong seasoning right there. If you use too much, it's going to be nasty. So if you're not sure about that poultry seasoning, then, just use a little bit. Use a little bit at a time. And I will tell you, though, I always use the McCormick's. That's the one my mom always used. So I grew up using that as well. And I've tried some other brands, but they're not as strong tasting. I think I have another one. I'll check in my cabinet and I'll show you guys which other one I had. I didn't really like it. I'm stuck on McCormick's. So we did a teaspoon of that. And I also have my 1 pack of, y'all know, my Sassoon. I'm going to add that into the water as well. And so I'm going to let this come to a boil. And once it starts to broil, boy, broil. Once it starts to broil, then I'm going to cut that heat down and put it on like a medium high heat, somewhere around there, because I want to just cook that chicken till it's nice and tender, because we're gonna break that up. And then over in this pan over here, I have a teaspoon of butter that I'm melting over here, because I'm going to go ahead and saute those vegetables as well for this dressing. And the vegetables, I'm going to use half a cup of each vegetable. So I'm just going to mix these green and red peppers together. I'm going to mix them up. We're going to use a half a cup. Oh, like I had to sneeze. We're going to use a half a cup of those. So in this, I have my setting on a 5. So it's like on a medium. So I'm going to do a half a cup. No, you know what? I'm going to do a cup because I love vegetables. You can give me any kind of vegetables. We putting a cup in here. So I'm going to do a cup, y'all. I am. Doing a cup. I guess it's going to even out. You know what I'm saying? A half a cup of black. I'm half a cup of green and a half a cup of red. But anyways, we doing a cup. So we're going to put that in there. Now I have some onion that I diced up as well. I'm gonna do a cup of those. I'm gonna do a cup of all my vegetables. I like that. So we're gonna add those in there as well. And this is on a 5. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit to a 7 so I can get it to start talking to me. It's not talking to me right now. And this is the celery. So I'm gonna do a cup of celery as well. So by the time when these get done sauteing, you know, the chicken should be done or whatever. By the time these get done sauteing and cooling off, that chicken should be almost ready too by the time these vegetables cool off. So that's a cup of chopped up celery. Yes, y'all hear that pan starting to talk to me now. And so we're just going to let these cook till they get tender, nice and tender. I love some celery too. I love celery. And I usually sometimes when I make this dressing, sometimes I don't saute my celery because me and my husband, we both like that crunch that it has. So he's so silly. So sometimes I don't saute the celery. I'll put it in when I mix up my bread and cornbread and everything for it. So I'm gonna let these right here go until they're nice and tender. I'll say probably about good 10 minutes or so. I'll let you guys know exact time. And then hopefully this chicken gets to start to boil and it's getting there a little bit. Then I'm going to turn that heat down a little bit. You are so silly, babe. Then I'm going to turn that heat down a little bit though. But we'll be right back, all right? Now we back, y'all. I done let that chicken boil and cook down for about, I let it cook on top of the stove on like a medium high heat for about 40 to 45 minutes. Get that chicken broth nice and golden. That's how it's supposed to look. Nice and golden. And I always make a little bit extra. So I'd rather have more chicken broth than not enough. You can always use that for something else. You can always save it. And then this is the chicken. I've broken up most of it, but I'm saving one so I can just show you what I'm doing. I'm just breaking this up into pieces. Breaking it up into pieces. You can do this chicken how you want to. I like to leave them a little big. I don't like to break them up so small. So I like to leave them a little big. So I'm just breaking this up. And you can also use you can use 2 forks is what I do because it was hot when I took it out, of course, out of that pot. It was hot. So I just use 2 forks and pull them together, pull them apart. And that way you can get the chicken off the bone like that too. But I don't have enough room right here. So, I'm just using my hands so you can pull it off like that because it's cooled off. It's not hot, babe. You be saying I got hot hands. So, we just broke that up. And then the cornbread. I've broken up most of the cornbread already in here. So, I'm just going to finish breaking this up. Just want to crumble it up. Just crumble it up with your hands. Now, if you don't like to get your hands dirty, I don't know what to tell you. This is not the recipe for you, girl. This ain't the one for you, Bubba. Because you got to get your hands in it. You know, and then that's some love, though. That's putting love in it right there. When you get all in it like that, just make sure they're clean. You know, make sure your hands are fully clean. And also with this chicken, you want to make sure you cook your chicken till it's fully cooked. This is what I do. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but you want to make sure your chicken is fully cooked and you want to temp it. And your temperature for chicken should be 165 when it's done. So I'm just going to add this now right on into this bowl right here. Right here, right here. And also, you remember those vegetables we had as well. I'm going to add those in here. Oh my gosh, they look so good. Sauteed those done cooled off and everything. And I'm trying to see. Let me get a paper towel. Babe, I see it. It's right here. Can you pass me the scissors real quick, babe?
One of these scissors right here?
Yes, please.
One right there?
Let me just cut this bag open right quick. Oh, I forgot about this. I didn't get this one ready, y'all. I'm sorry.
That's that cornbread. Cornbread.
So now I'm going to add some of this in there. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to use this whole bag. This is what size bag is this? This is a 14-ounce bag. So right now I'm just going to start out with half of it. Because I don't, you know, trying to see how much I'm trying to make. So I usually add that in there. Now you don't have to add it in because I've made dressing without this. And just make it with just cornbread. Just cornbread. But I like that. I like the flavor that gives.
That right there, that's that dry cornbread.
You are so silly. So silly. So let me move this around a little bit. Just mix this up some.
Mix in the cornbread, baby.
And now I'm going to get these seasonings. So I'm going to start out with a teaspoon. A teaspoon, this big old industrial size oregano.
That's so I ain't got to be running to the store every 5 minutes talking about get some oregano.
So we're going to put a tablespoon of that in here.
Big ass bag. Cornbread.
Oh my gosh. And I'm also going to do a tablespoon of black pepper. Now you don't have to put a whole tablespoon of black pepper in yours. You don't have to put any black pepper in there. But once you get this all in there, it's believe me, it's not going to be hot at all. But start out with a teaspoon, you know, because you can always taste it before you put those eggs in here. Because we're going to taste this first. Garlic powder. I'm going to use a tablespoon of garlic powder as well. Tablespoon. Oh, I wish I had some more counter space.
Don't worry about it, baby. I'm gonna get you that big ass house where they got the kitchen and counter space.
Oh, I can't wait, y'all. That's on here too. Now we're gonna put in some parsley. Now I'm gonna use about 4 tablespoons of parsley. Love some parsley. So 4 tablespoons. Now, like I said, if you don't want to use 4, you can eyeball it.
Eyeball it.
Eyeball it.
Eyeball it.
It's 4.
Them some good eyeballs.
And then we're going to go over to this basil. I'm going to do a tablespoon of basil. Tablespoon of basil. Basil adds some nice flavor. Now you can use fresh herbs and stuff if you have access to those as well. Fresh is always definitely better, but I make it do what it do.
That's not bad idea.
Gonna do a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. That Italian seasoning, babe. And y'all know though, when I get to this right here, to this right here, the seasoned salt, because I don't know what they done did to it now. They done changed it up. I'm gonna do a half. No, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you got to go some wrong with that. That shit'll kill you right there.
I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon of that, and then I'm gonna taste it. So I'm gonna do a half a teaspoon of seasoned salt, and I'm gonna taste it once we start getting all of our other stuff in there. So if we need to add some more stuff in there, then we can do that as well. I'm also gonna put a tablespoon of minced garlic.
Okay, all right. I like that right there.
Minced garlic. I love some garlic.
Too.
Yes, it does, babe.
All right then.
I know, babe. This is gonna be so good. And now we have that can of cream of chicken and mushroom. I'm gonna add that on in here.
Chicken and mushroom, huh?
Yes, she can add that entire can of that cream of chicken and mushroom soup. Like I said, if you don't like the cream of chicken and mushroom, you can always get cream of chicken or just cream of mushroom. And I'm going to try, because normally I just pour my stock right inside this bowl, but I'm going to try to start measuring. But still, even when you guys make it, it's going to still depends on, you know, the amount that you're making. Because when you're mixing it up, you don't ever want to pour all of this whole pot in at one time. You want to add it a little bit by little. So that way you'll know if you need more. It's better to add slowly than to put too much in here and your ass can't take it out. And then you got some soup instead of some dressing. So I'm going to start out right now with 2 cups. Going to just pour that in slow. Look at how nice that broth look, y'all. Come on now. Yes, ma'am. So I'm just going to pour that on in here. Now, I'm going to pour this in there like kind of fast because I know 2 cups is not going to be enough to make this soupy. We're just going to stir it all up. Going to mix it all up. Oh my gosh, y'all. This smells so freaking good. This smells good. And sometimes when I'm making this, y'all, I'll be hearing my mom talk to me. My mom passed away some years ago. But I miss that woman's dressing. I miss her dressing. So every time I make dressing, I try to conjure her up. I'll be wanting to just, Mom, come and talk to me. You know, what else I got to put in here? So every time I make dressing, it makes me think of my mom. So now this is going to be the four cups that I'm adding so far. We're going to mix that up. Yep, it's getting there, but we definitely going to need more. And I might end up using all of that chicken broth that I have inside of this pot. But like I said, I'm trying to measure it for you guys. So I'm not trying to eyeball it. So I'm trying to measure it. So, you know, so you got to bear with me a little bit while I get this into this cup for y'all. I'm doing this for y'all, baby. So that was 4 cups of chicken broth. And this is going to make 6 cups right here. So this is 6 cups. Oh, getting all over the place, T. What's up with that? Just mix this up. Yep, see, it's getting there. Because to mix it up, to know your consistency, you want it to be soupy. You want it to be soupy. Now, you don't want it to be like, you know, like tomato soup. Nothing like that. You want it to just be kind of soupy. And we're almost there. Because you don't want it to be dry. Some people might like theirs loose. I don't know. It depends on how loose or how thick you want your dressing to be. If you don't want it really thick, then you add more liquid. If you want it more thicker, then you add less liquid. So I'm going to add a little bit more in here. And I have my pan already prepared. I sprayed it with some Pam. You want to spray the bottom or put some butter at the bottom of your dish that you're going to be baking this in. And also too, y'all, if sometimes I tend to make, when I tend to cook in big batches because I'm used to cooking for a big family. So I've been trying to scale things down because it's just myself and my husband. So it's hard to just make enough for me and him. So if I have like more of this left over, what I usually do is I don't cook it. I would just freeze it. I put it in the freezer bag, make sure all the air is out of it, and I freeze it. I sure do. See, this is kind of the consistency right here. We're getting there. Just want a little bit more in there, but it's getting there. And see, I'm going to taste this before I add those eggs in there. But see, there's that consistency right there. That's what you want. It's soupy looking. It's soupy. And I hear my mom too sometimes. She's like, don't mix that dressing up too much. She always be like, you can overmix your dressing. So trying to get us something so I can taste this. Because you want to taste it. Because whatever this tastes like right now, it's going to be what your dressing is going to taste like when it comes out. So before I add my eggs in, I'm going to taste this first. That's pretty good. It is. But see, I'm going to add a little more black pepper. And I think we can add a little bit more seasoned salt. So I'm going to do a half of a tablespoon of black pepper. Now, these are just based on my taste buds, y'all. Y'all might try it and think you might not need none, or you might need some more. And I'm going to do that same thing with the seasoned salt. I'm going to add a half of a tablespoon of seasoned salt. Babe, can you pass me another fork, please?
All right,
Sure.
I need some forks.
I'll add that in there. So like I said, you're going to want to, this is your time to taste your dressing, because if you're wanting to add anything in there, then you can go ahead and do that like in this stage before you add that egg in there. Thank you. So we just stir this on up. Oh, this is going to be good. I think everybody's going to like it.
I'm thinking I can follow this. You know, if I turn this on and I put that on there, I can follow that, and I can probably, I don't know if I'll make it taste as good as you do, but at least I can follow it and get the gist of it.
See, there it goes. That's all they needed, just a little bit more seasoned salt. But
shut up now.
like, like I said though, I'm kind of cautious when I'm using seasoned salt. So let me move this stuff and get my pan that I have already sprayed. So I've already sprayed this pan with some Pam. Like I said, you can use butter. This is what I sprayed it with. So you can use butter, or you know, whatever it is that you want to put at the bottom of your pan. So I'm gonna just go ahead and spoon this on in here. And I have my oven set for 350, and we're gonna bake this for about 40 to 45 minutes on 350. We want that, and uncovered. Don't cover it up, because you want it to get that nice, you know, crust on top. You want it to be nice and just awesomeness all on top. You don't want to cover that up, boo. So we just gonna spread this on out here. I love some dressing, y'all. I swear I'm gonna be eating this all week long. Yes, ma'am. So we just gonna spread this out evenly. Look at how pretty that is, y'all. And it's gonna taste even better once it come out that oven. So like I said, with the seasonings and stuff, you guys just measure them according to your taste. You know, adjust them according to your taste. And you guys know what I didn't do? You know what I didn't do, babe? I up here talking, y'all. I forgot to add my egg. So I'm gonna have to put this in here. Take the wheel, take the wheel, take the wheel. Yes. So since I missed it, you want to add this egg while it's in the bowl, y'all. But there's no way I'm gonna take this back out of this pan. So add your egg. And I'm not even drinking, y'all. I ain't drinking. You want to add your egg while it's in the bowl after you taste everything. Then you add your egg in there and you mix it up really, really good. So now I'm having to do this in this pan. So this was the wrong way to do it. But it's going to still work out. It's not going to mess up not one thing. It's still, the beat is still going to go on. Yep, just mix that egg up in here though. I happen to look over there. I'm like, what, T? Okay, I see how you doing. I see how you doing. So just mix that egg up in there. Like I said, just taste everything before you add the egg in there. And then while you have everything in your bowl, add your 2 eggs in there. And you want to slightly beat those eggs as well. So I'm just trying to make sure that egg is distributed all around in here. Since, you know, I forgot to put it in when it was in the bowl. But it's okay, because see there, look at there, look at there. Don't even look like I missed not one step. Why? Because I'm just T, y'all. That's why. Because I does this. A good cook still know what to do. So I'm going to get this into this oven that's set at 350. And like I said, I'm going to let this go for about 40 to 45 minutes. And you're going to know, too, because it's going to get that nice golden brownness on the top of it. Oh, my gosh. Look at that. Looks so good, y'all. Come on now. Can't tell me that don't look good. So we about to get this in the oven, y'all. And I'm going on now. We back. And guess what? It's dinner time. That's right. This cornbread and chicken dressing is done. Look at how nice and brown that is, y'all. And I love the colors. See those red bell peppers in there? So we about to dig in here. I actually cooked this for 45 minutes is what I had it in there for. And see that? Look at that. I know you want some. I know you want some. Oh my gosh, that smells so good, babe. Look at that. It's still nice and moist inside. It's not all dried out and everything. Like I said, just eyeball it some with the seasonings for yourself.
Eyeball it.
I need a shirt to say eyeball it. I eyeball it. So just, I'll say like with the seasonings that I put in there, just taste those before you put the eggs in there. Just, you want to taste them. And then once you get your taste right how you want to, then you add that egg in there. Add it in the bowl, y'all, not in the pan like I had to. But we gonna try some of this right here. Look at this. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is so, oh, give me this. Just give you, oh, we got the chicken in there. Cause see, we left that chicken in there. I like it kind of big too. Cause when you eating this dressing, you want to taste some chicken. If it's chicken and cornbread dressing, it's gonna be hot. So I don't burn my damn mouth up. That's good, babe. That's good. Like all the seasonings, like that basil, I can taste the basil. And like I said, when you're using that poultry seasoning, you want to be careful. Don't use too much of that. Only thing I did with the poultry seasoning, as you guys might remember, is I put it inside the pot when I boiled my chicken. That's when I put it in there. Now, if you like that strong taste that poultry seasoning has, then you can add some of that in there while you're mixing everything up in the bowl as well. But as always, y'all know I am so grateful for each and every one of you who have subscribed and each one of you who have watched any of my videos. I swear to goodness, I appreciate y'all so much. And as always, I hope y'all forever stay blessed. And it's just T. Thank you for watching.